This evening, West Coast Demerara man accuses neighbors of racially motivated attack. Lone bandit robs Bel Air Rubis gas station. Nandalal receives bipartisan condemnation after reportedly saying that direct cash payments to the poor will create parasites. Displaced Starbrook taxi drivers will be allowed to return, but for a price. In the region, Colombia's newly elected president Ivan Duque takes office. And internationally, former Malaysian Prime Minister faces the courts over money laundering.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Wednesday, August 8th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Last night, a lone bandit robbed a local gas station. Esther Sobers tells us more in this report.
A lone bandit robbed the Rubis gas station located in Bel Air at around 20 hours on Tuesday evening. The suspect is seen in the CCTV footage hurtling over the counter with a handgun, after which he takes an undisclosed amount of money from the drawers. The police have launched an investigation. However, if you or anyone you know that may have information on the man seen in the CCTV footage, you should visit the nearest police station or call 911. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Last night, we had reported that, according to political insiders, conflicts over mayoral allotments led to the Alliance for Change's decision to enter this year's local government elections independently. However, Wendell Jeffrey tells us the executive members of the party insist that it was a different dispute that sparked the decision.
Our ground agents and party activists must get involved in doing the work and getting a little more muscular and robust for a 2020 scenario.
It wasn't just a simple question of percentage. The discussions had other things in it. So I don't want anyone to think that our negotiation was simply on numbers. There was other issues, policies and those things like that. There was a whole slew of things and principles.
This exercise is good for us. It is good to demonstrate ourselves that we do have the strength. Have we lost our sheen? Or do we need to get it back? Have we become complacent? Have we become disconnected from the people? This is an exercise that is necessary in preparation for 2020.
Those were three executive members of the AFC, Ministers Kemraj Ranjitan, David Patterson, and Raphael Tratman, at a press conference today. They were addressing the issue as to why they have decided to go it alone for the local government elections in 2018. The AFC members admitted that they wanted more than the APNU delegation was prepared to give them.
The Alliance of Change will independently contest local government elections 2018 on November the 12th. A deadline had been set. That deadline, as we know, came and went, and we kept both sides, kept revising it with the hope or expectation that we would find a common ground upon which to campaign together. Of course, naturally, we are in a coalition, and so we thought, both sides, that we should seek an accommodation together. We drafted a proposal for engagement and submitted it to the APNU for their consideration. They went through that, and they, of course, sent back to us at different times their own views and opinions. It would not have been a case of 10 or 15, 40 or 50%. It was how we would spread the representation. That was more important to us. So we never envisaged the number that we would sink to or rise to.
Whatever the floor or the ceiling, APNU refused to accept the AFC's submissions, and the negotiations ended in an impasse.
To win general elections, you have to pass 50%.
Minister Patterson, who was there responding to the issue of proportionality, he went on to say that neither the PNC nor the AFC was able at any elections to win independently, and therefore it was simply a matter of academics to deal with numbers and percentages.
So therefore, the numbers and the percentages and those things like that are only academic as we are here now.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. The newest members of the Public Service Commission were sworn in today by President David Granger. Headed by its new chairman, Michael Summersall, the commission is responsible for appointing persons to service in public offices and to remove and discipline those persons when necessary. During the ceremony, the president reaffirmed the government's respect for the independence of the commission and the support of its work. He also noted that Guyana's development demands a proficient professional public service and public servants, as they are essential to running the bureaucracy of the nation. The members of the commission are Mavis Ben, Vincent Bowman, Geeta Chandan Edmund, Maurice Gajhard, Mortimer Liven, and Michael Summersall. The members will serve for a period of 3 years as of today's date. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, former Attorney General's parasites comment draws bipartisan criticism. And West Coast Demerara man accuses neighbors of racially motivated attack. But first, here's today's foreign currency exchange rates. For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature King sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
The night you have been waiting for is finally here. Heavenly Light Mocko presents Tasha Cobbs and her band live in concert. Now on the 14th of September at the National Stadium, 18:30 hours. Redeemers Band, All Women Worship Band, Sean Sobers, Sean English, the Minion Dancers, and many, many more. It's Tasha Cobbs and her band live at the National Stadium in Guyana. Tickets $2,000. Come experience the presence of the Lord as we worship the King together.
This is what shopping used to be. More plastic bags than I could carry or I could use. They always end up in the bin or as unsightly litter. Then it hit me. Get just one reusable bag. Now whenever I shop, I don't use plastic bags. I always have my reusable bag. It makes shopping a lot easier, and it's better for the environment.
Use one less disposable plastic bag. Make the switch to a reusable bag today. For more information, please call us on 226-2189 or 227-8429 or visit our website moc.gov.gy. A message from the Ministry of Communities in collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank.
Welcome back. This week, former Attorney General and opposition MP Anil Nandalal criticized a recently made suggestion to give each citizen of Guyana $5,000. The PPP parliamentarian reportedly referred to poor persons as becoming parasites. However, Wendell Jeffrey says that several AFC government ministers took great umbrage with the statement.
Well, I'd like to say firstly that I was aghast, if I can put it lightly, to see the description that Mr. Nandalal ascribed to poor people in Guyana. What was the word he used? Parasites.
That was Minister of Natural Resources and AFC leader Raphael Trotman. He was today addressing an alleged statement from PPP Member of Parliament Anne Nandalal. It is reported that the former Attorney General said that direct cash transfers to very poor people will create parasites.
That is a low, another low. I was asked just about high or low. That is another low for Mr. Nandalal.
PPP presidential aspirant Charles Ramson Jr. also addressed the issue. Demerara Waves is reporting that Ramson said that Nandalal was not speaking for the PPP when he said that poor people will become parasites if the government gives them money. Today at their press conference, AFC leader Trotman said that Nandalal had stooped to another low.
In many countries in the world, direct cash transfers have been used as a tool for economic empowerment. It is possible, I don't believe that we should reject it outright. It is possible if it is structured. You want to ensure that people who receive transfers have served their country, and so we may look at it by added value in the pensions. We want to ensure that our young people have educational grants. We want to ensure that the people who receive transfers are registered in our tax system and have paid taxes and are not just turning up and says, I am here to collect.
Trotman went on to note the fact that such an arrangement of transferring cash to citizens already obtains in other countries. He said that if well thought out and managed, the system can work.
Cash transfers, direct cash transfers, as I said, is a known and proven way of poverty, alleviating poverty, and I was quite taken with Professor Thomas's introduction of it for discussion.
The Natural Resource Minister said that cash transfer is an approach to poverty alleviation and that he appreciates Professor Clive Thomas's introduction of the subject.
But to start off by saying that the poor will be parasites is most disappointing.
Trotman again reiterated that Nandalal's comment was most disappointing. When contacted by Channel 2 Headline News, Nandalal said this.
The AFC is a dead party, so anything that they would hold on to now to give them relevance, they would jump at the opportunity.
The PPP former MP Charles Ramson is also on record condemning Nandalal's alleged statement. So I asked Nandalal what he thought about what Ramson said.
Ramson is also taking a shot at you.
No, I don't bother with Ramson, man. I got important things to deal with. I'm going into Parliament now to deal with the people's business.
Nandalal asked that folks go to his Facebook page to see the full video and hear exactly all that he had said. For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Moving into a new community can be an exciting experience. However, one man in De Willem, West Coast Demerara, is considering abandoning his newfound home after he became the victim of a suspected racially motivated attack. Shamar Allen spoke to the young man and filed this report.
A popular promoter and public relations officer is now fearing for his life after a racially motivated attack on his apartment in De Willem, West Coast Demerara. He alleges that persons in the village broke into his home, ransacked his belongings, and threw poison in his food and vandalized the interior with racially charged threats for him to leave the community.
5 days ago, I had just recently moved into the William village on the west coast of Demerara. I had seen the house advertised, so I was advertised on Facebook. I called the number and spoke with the landlady and so on several times. Then I went to see the house. I decided I liked it, so I moved in. On like 4 days ago, I got home one afternoon. I had locked the house, secured the house completely. So I got the shock of my life. I noticed immediately that one of the cushions from the breakfast table was moved and it was placed right in the circular suite where I can see it, and it was written in, "This is just a warning. Move out or we will move you. Black man, move out." There was rat poison strewn all over my breakfast table. I got into the kitchen, it was all over the counter, it was on the pot. I opened the rice pot, it was thrown in the rice. Then I went to the front bedroom, the entire apartment was trashed. The large floral stand with flowers, those were thrown down too. I noticed also that my music set valued at $159,800 was gone. A DVD player valued at $12,500 was gone too. The entire bedroom was trashed. Cream was like they took the cream bottle and threw the cream all over the place, all over the bed, the empty building tablets on the bed.
The promoter even went on to claim that the police are not giving his case enough attention.
I called the CID, people there never arrived until after almost 4 hours after this thing happened. I was just getting complaints they didn't have vehicles, they didn't have this and they didn't have that. The CID turned up and they took statements and so on. They said they would have sent somebody the next morning to take pictures. Nobody until now never came to take a picture of what transpired.
Unfortunately, the attack has made him consider moving to another village altogether. For Channel 2 Headline News, Shamar Alin.
Thanks, Shamar. For years, the Alliance for Change has supported a change in cannabis possession laws. Until recently, they were alone in this position. But according to one government minister, APNU may have changed its tune as well. The APNU has finally come out in support of a re-examination of marijuana laws in Guyana, according to Alliance for Change executive member and Minister of Public Telecommunications, Kathy Hughes.
There is a pending cabinet memo whereby we recognize that the APNU has now come on board and is supporting our position regarding the decriminalization and the penalties.
Not the decriminalization, reducing of the penalties.
Reducing the penalties.
So,
my era, reducing the penalties with regards to marijuana and the possession issue.
The AFC has long been in support of ending criminal penalties for the possession of marijuana. However, the government has not given much consideration to the move until this year.
As you know, it's something that MP Michael Carrington had brought to, and it's been on the order paper for close to over a year, close to 2 years. So we are excited that there's now some, what would we
movement
say?
Towards common position.
And there's some understanding and we're able to come to a common position.
Last month, President David Granger first signaled his support of changing marijuana legislation during the most recent meeting of CARICOM heads of government. At the meeting, a multinational committee on marijuana commissioned by CARICOM recommended the full decriminalization of marijuana. While the government has expressed its support of a possible removal of custodial sentences for the possession of small quantities of the drug, they have stopped short of outright decriminalization. Currently, simple possession is punishable by a $30,000 fine and a minimum prison sentence of 3 years. The standoff between the City Council and the short drop hire car drivers at Stopbrook Market has come to a close. However, in this report, Esther Sobers tells us that the drivers will get their spots back, but for a cost.
Last week, over 100 taxi drivers were displaced from the eastbound car park at Stopbrook Market. After a protest of some tough talks between the two sides, the drivers and the City Council have come to an agreement. They will be reinstated back to their park. However, they will now have to pay a weekly fee of $1,500. Being displaced has disturbed their daily operations, as they claim they are being harassed by police officers. However, the drivers are happy to be returning back to their park.
We can't get to operate freely because the police keep moving all the time and they don't have anywhere to put you. We just got back to the mercy of God or to the mercy of police.
You heard there's about over 100 cars. Where are all the hire cars driving?
They're all over the place.
And some do home.
Some home, not doing nothing.
On Monday, Mayor Patricia Chase Green met with a group of 5 hire car operators. They were selected to represent all of those affected. Though negotiations have only been led by the hire car drivers, they are not the only ones affected. Route 42 minibus drivers have also been moved. However, not all drivers support the new payment structure.
I'm not in agreement with payment, but if the majority have to go with it, then I have to go with it. But I'm not in agreement with it. It feels like blackmail. It feels like no notification was given that we're going to be moved or we're going to be replaced. We were just thrown out, and now we're told if we want to get back in, this is what we got to do. That's unfair. There should have been negotiation. There should have been some form of, consultation with us to find out what is the best way forward, rather than throwing out one group of people to accommodate another group.
Several days ago, City Hall barricaded a section of the Stabroek Market Bus Park. It has been earmarked for a temporary area for the vendors at the back of the market. They have been moved so rehabilitation work can be done to the Stabroek Wharf. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, Colombia's new president starts his first day in office, and former Malaysian Prime Minister charged with 3 counts of money laundering. But first, here's this week's bridge retraction schedule.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature king sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have so much waste to dispose of in the landfill? Well, composting can help us reduce the waste we dispose of by turning our organic waste into compost, which can be used to improve the quality of our soil.
Composting is very simple and convenient. You can compost using organic waste such as vegetable skins,
or fallen leaves and cut grass and put this in a composting bin or pile.
Compost can help your garden grow healthy plants while reducing your volume of waste. It's a really good way to keep our communities clean and healthy.
So, let's all start composting our waste.
Find out how easy it is. Call us on 226-2189 or 227-8429 or visit our website moc.gov.gy. A message from the Ministry of Communities in collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank.
The night you have been waiting for is finally here. Heavenly Light Mucker presents Tasha Cobbs and her band live in concert. Now on the 14th of September at the National Stadium, 18:30 hours. Redeemers Band, All Women Worship Band, Sean Sobers, Sean English, the Minion Dancers, and many, many more. It's Tasha Cobbs and her band live at the National Stadium in Guyana. Tickets $2,000. Come experience the presence of the Lord as we worship the King together.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go. Welcome back. Now here's Bibi Bacchus with the regional and international headlines of the day.
On Tuesday,
Colombia's newly elected President Ivan Duque took office. He has pledged to unite the country, tackle corruption, and improve economic growth. The conservative politician was elected in June after a hotly contested election. The leader has also vowed to change the peace deal with the FARC rebel group. The FARC, or Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, is now a political party. A number of its members took up seats in the parliament last month as part of the terms which guaranteed its political representation. Former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak has been charged with 3 counts of money laundering linked to a multi-million-dollar corruption scandal. He is accused of having received $10 million from the One Malaysia State Development Fund in his personal bank account. Najib was arrested in July and has already been charged with breach of trust and abusing his position. The new investigation into the 1MBD began after his shock elections loss in May. He has always denied any guilt. A senior member of Zimbabwe's opposition MDC alliance, Tandai Biti, has been arrested at the border of Zambia. Police accused Biti of inciting violence following last month's election. 6 people were killed after the military intervened to curb protests in the capital, Harare. The MDC alliance alleges that the presidential poll was rigged, but the Electoral Commission disputes this and says incumbent President Emerson Mnangagwa won the elections. For Channel 2 Headline News, Bibi Bacchus.
Thanks, Bibi. Here's your 3-day weather forecast. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.